Hi, I'm Rob Cosman. Welcome to my shop. Since watching Frank's 3-minute dovetail video, I figured somebody who cut some tails first has got to speak up. So today, using these tools, I'm going to cut what we would call a cabinet grade dovetail. I've got my fret saw, my marking knife, a couple of chisels, 1/4 and 1/2, a couple of dividers, my marking gauge, got my mallet, my dovetail marker and pen, and my new dovetail saw. Alright, let's go. Got a couple pieces of pine. I've milled them flat so they're down to about 5/8 of an inch. They're 4 inches wide. I've labeled one the pinboard and one the tailboard. I've preset my marking gauge to be the thickness of these two pieces, and I've also preset my dividers. So without any further ado, I'll hit the stopwatch and away we'll go. Alright, I'm going to take my marking gauge, I'm going to scribe the two faces of the pinboard, and then I'll take my tailboard and do the same thing, but on the tailboard I've got to do the edges as well. We've got to cut those off where the half pins go. Alright, put the tailboard in the vise, use my dividers to lay out first the half pins, and then the other pair of dividers will actually step off the dovetail. I'm going to use my dovetail marker and my red pen. Red because it's easier to see, and the reason I make these lines is it makes it easier to saw perpendicular, and it's imperative that these cuts be perpendicular. Position my lamp. Make sure that when you saw, don't go below the scribe line, and the saw cuts extremely fast, so you've got to slow down as you approach that baseline. And reposition my lamp. On these cuts, I simply set the saw in the existing kerf and cut the other direction. Grab my fret saw, set it down, cut right across that scribe line. Then I'll grab my 1/4 inch chisel, put it in the marking gauge line, and chop in there halfway. Then I'll finish it from the face side. Make sure all the debris is removed so that it doesn't prevent my joint from seating properly. Then I'll turn my tailboard on its side, and now I'll saw where the half pins go. Careful as you get to the bottom that you don't leave a bad kerf on the side of that tail. Alright, put the pinboard in the vise, use my plane on its side, prop it up so that it's flush, set that back, grab my marking knife, flush up the two pieces, reach down through with the marking knife and leave an accurate mark in the end grain of the pinboard that represents the side of the tail. Set that back. Now these cuts must be absolutely right on. I've got to split that line as well as make that saw cut perpendicular. Helps if you have your lamp cast a shadow in those knife marks, makes them easier to see. My fret saw, zip right across the bottom of that line. Fret saw has a 12.5 TPI skip tooth blade in it. Cuts nice and fast. Now I'll grab my 1/2 inch chisel, set it in the scribe line, cut close to the side of the pin. That'll save me a lot of work in the next step. And again, this is always a process where you come halfway from one side and meet it in the middle. You get rid of all the debris. The joint will go together. Take your tailboard, set it on top, pound it home, and we come out at 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Well, it's not quite done until we've actually had a chance to inspect it. So let's plane these two pieces up and have a little closer look. Flip it over and do the pin side. Of course, gluing this would help. close up any minor gaps. But for a 4-minute cabinet grade dovetail, not bad. Now if you want to learn how to cut dovetails, several years ago I produced a video, now in DVD format, entitled Hand Cut Dovetails. And it walks you through the process, all of the steps. I take a little more than 4.5 or 3.5 minutes to do it. I recently released a companion volume. When we did this, we decided to do it coil back so it would lay flat on your bench. Gives you all of the steps. They're up close pictures, captions on the side, everything you need to know in order to learn to cut a thru dovetail. Well, that's it. 3 minutes and however many seconds it was. I hope you enjoyed it.